You want to know if AI can design your dream landscape? Well, the answer is maybe. As a landscape designer, we ask a lot of questions before we even start the design. Things like, what is your style? What is your maintenance levels? How much sun does this area get? Are you looking for privacy? Do you want color? Do you like wildlife? And this is the type of information that we use in order to create the design specifically for you and your property. So in this video, I'm going to give ChatGPT that exact same information, see what it designs, and then I'm going to compare it to a design that I've created. So let's put ChatGPT to the test. So I have a backyard photo right here. I pulled this off of Google, and all we're gonna do is drag that into ChatGPT, and I'm gonna put this prompt that I created in. So this says, generate me an image using all these requirements. Here's the photo of the backyard. Use this as a basis for the design. This home is located in USDA Zone 9B, so only use plants and trees that can survive in this climate. The backyard receives approximately 6 to 8 hours of sun, so it's basically full sun. This homeowner wants a tropical landscape. They prefer medium to high maintenance in this design, so they more than likely are weekend warriors. Privacy is important to them. They have a large fence, but they want to feel like they're in more like a Bora Bora, Hawaii type of a resort type of landscape when they walk outside, not just boxed in by a nice fence. They like wildlife like birds and butterflies, make this hyper realistic and high definition.
Let him cook!
I'm gonna go create my own design right now, and then we can compare it at the end.
Three days later.
All right, you guys, it is done. And I will say mine took me just a little bit longer than ChatGPT. So we're here on another day, and my rendering is over here on the right and ChatGPT is over here on the left. And I want to give credit where credit is due. And dang, ChatGPT knows how to make a very pretty rendering. This thing looks great, but let's see if looking good is the only thing that it can do. I want to grade ChatGPT based on the prompt that we gave it earlier and see how well it followed instructions. First things first, did it follow the USDA Hardiness Zone 9B requirement? This one is kind of a biggie. If you plant something that's not within the USDA hardiness zone, there's a high likelihood that that thing is not gonna last within a year. And I don't even wanna mention if you have multiple of those plants that aren't suited for that area, you're just gonna be out a lot of money. Now, the first thing that I see is this quad Christmas palm right here. And is this out of the USDA zone 9B? The answer is yes. These guys right here like to be in USDA zone 10A and above. A lot of them did not make it past this last freeze, especially if you were in that Orlando area or for you guys on the West Coast, anything really above Tampa. Now, the next thing that I see is these Monstera right here. And one thing about Monstera is that they are super, super tropical. So definitely using them in a tropical design is a must. These guys like to be in USDA zone 10A and above. So this would unfortunately freeze. And the same thing with these red cone ginger right here. They are unfortunately out of zone as well. Oh, I want to pop this in here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you could, it helps the channel out tremendously. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get back to the video. The next thing on our prompt that we gave ChatGPT is that this area right here receives 6 to 8 hours of full sun. So some canopy coverage is going to be very, very important for this area. Now, I do love that they use this Christmas palm, even if it is out of zone. The only thing I would have wished they would have did is added more alternate palms, of course, but more canopy coverage, maybe one here, one there, maybe two over here. The reason being is a lot of that tropical material needs some protection, some canopy protection from that full sun environment. The other issue with this Christmas palm is that while it is very pretty, the Christmas palm generally has smaller length fronds than any other palms. So not to mention that it's out of zone and it'll probably freeze, but the length of the frond is not ideal for a tropical landscape environment. Well, at least as the main canopy tree. One frond is gonna be around 4 to 6 feet in length. And as the palm grows even taller, it's actually gonna provide less shade because the canopy gets farther and farther away from the plants below. Now, if we go over to my rendering, I used Sylvester palms instead. And the reason being is because they have one of the largest canopy fronds, around 10 to 12 feet per frond. And that's gonna give the tropical plants underneath the ideal protection from the afternoon sun. The next part of the prompt says the homeowner wants a tropical landscape. They prefer medium to high maintenance. Their privacy is very, very important to them. And they want this large fence behind them to disappear, and they enjoy wildlife like birds and butterflies. Now, I wanted to address this all at once. I really can't tell what any of this other stuff is. Now, as you guys know, ChatGPT is fantastic, but it has a pretty imaginative personality. A lot of these plants just don't exist. And that's really the main issue that I get whenever a homeowner gives me a ChatGPT rendered landscape, and then I have to kind of break the news to them that it creates plants and some trees that just don't exist yet. So unfortunately for all of those questions, I'm gonna have to give ChatGPT a fail. And I can't even lie to you, I think that ChatGPT's rendering might be prettier than mine. But one thing I do know is that mine is definitely more practical. I know that these palms right here are gonna have the necessary canopy coverage for the tropical plants underneath. And I know that these plants are gonna eventually mature and they're gonna soften up a little bit and they're gonna disguise this fence beautifully and give this homeowner the tropical paradise that he or she has been dreaming of. And just for rendering's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and flash up all the names of the plants and the trees here. So if you're creating your own landscape in USDA Zone 9B, you can use some of these tropical plants. But now I wanna make sure that I'm definitely not being biased here. We've only went off of this rendering, and let's just be honest, like most of the time, if you're putting something into ChatGPT and it doesn't give you really something that makes sense on the first one, you try multiple times. I put the exact same prompt and the exact same before photo into ChatGPT and tried 3 more times. So I'm gonna put them side by side so you can see them all at once. And honestly, I was kind of hoping that ChatGPT would prove me wrong. I thought maybe by the second or maybe the third try, it would just make it better, but that's just not what happened. But what I did notice was a pattern. Each one of these renderings are beautiful. In fact, I'd say this is better than any sketch or anything that you can create in Photoshop or even a design really. But once you look past the pretty picture, you start to see issues. The exact same issues actually. Plants and trees that really just don't exist, and if they do exist, they're not in the right location or the USDA zone's not appropriate. Random generations that just weren't there before. Not enough canopy coverage for a true tropical landscape. And it's not enough practical thinking behind the design, but that's when it really hit me. ChatGPT really isn't designing a landscape. It's generating an image of what it thinks a tropical landscape should look like. And those are 2 completely different things. But overall, I think the biggest takeaway from this experiment is that ChatGPT is a great tool. It's an incredible tool actually, but it's literally just that. It's a tool. The experience of knowing how a plant grows, what survives, what fails, and how the landscape's gonna look in 5+ years still comes from actually doing it. So if I had to give ChatGPT a pass or a fail on this experiment, I'd have to give it a fail. Well, I hope you liked that video today, guys. And if you liked today's video, please smash that like and subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, I guarantee you'll enjoy this video where I made a small space look twice as big and luxurious. And you'll get to see the step-by-step process on how I did it from start to finish. Thanks again, you guys, for watching, and take care.